Where is he gonna
They think they're emoting.
Welcome to the Lads AM podcast, a show for those late night ramblings you only get when the rest of the world is asleep. This show is available in both podcast and Let's Play form. Check out our social media to find out how to listen the way you want to. Tonight, we are playing Totally Accurate Battle Simulator.
Already
What was
made a
that?
teacher mad. He's just going through with it. There's no turning back then.
No, Dustin, I'm the teacher.
Yeah.
In all years of
What?
teaching, never have I had a substitute give me such a bad review.
Oh,
You
Just say
are
that
you are not a reflection of just
Peach, you said that
yourself,
last week.
but you are a reflection of me
Bro, you should say that with this class, except would say in all my year of teaching.
in all my year.
in all my
In
years,
all my 2 months of teaching.
in all my months of teaching, while this is the first time that I've been out, it is the worst sub report I've ever gotten. Coincidentally, it's also the
Good
best.
job.
Probably because it is the
Also-
only.
I'm dying.
Dude, Fanning, there's a cure for dying. It's called just shoot yourself.
All right.
You can't be in a state of dying if you're dead.
Can I stab myself?
No.
I don't know, but what you should
I don't
do
know.
is
Can you?
Got him, boys.
God, I got God damn it.
Actual teacher moment.
Bruh.
Brother.
Hey,
Hey, brother.
brother.
Hey, brother. There's an endless road to rediscover.
Discover.
Sweet home
Hey,
Alabama.
sister. I will. Do, 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 do.
I was reading on Reddit earlier,
Yes.
and apparently I never knew this because someone asked this on like the Too Afraid to Ask subreddit.
Yep.
Because they were like, I'm not trying to be racist,
God.
but I heard from someone, overheard two people talking, and they were saying that incest is a bad situation in Pakistan, and I'm curious if there's any truth to that. And the top voted comment was, take this as you will, but I heard that there was this really popular soap opera in Pakistan, so I checked it out. The romantic highlight point was when he stopped referring to his cousin as cousin and instead as like his wife.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, so incest is a big thing in Pakistan, I guess.
Okay.
And then a doctor weighed in and said, yeah, actually, Pakistanis have a higher rate of genetic diseases due to like incest stuff than other places. Like cousins marrying cousins is a common thing there, I
Oh.
guess.
Oh.
So Pakistan is the Alabama of the Middle East, I guess.
Cool. Anyone else got a fun fact they want to share?
I got a couple more.
Anyone else?
Did you know the first iPod was invented in 2001?
Dude, you know what else happened in 2001?
I'm trying to think of anything besides the obvious. You know what? Fucking October happened.
That's actually
Nice
kind of
turned 71.
What was that? I don't think that's quite how that math works out, Dustin.
Is it not?
That's funny.
No, it's not.
What did you say? 71?
Yeah, I
No.
forgot how long ago 2001 was.
90. Yeah, on that topic,
she would've
did I
been
kill Diane Feinstein?
Oh, she was 69. Awesome.
huge. Yeah, Rob
It-
is thinking that he may have killed her.
You definitely did not.
Not literally, Dustin, but
Well, now I
like,
think you did. Literally do it.
no. But like, we were just talking about how these senators need to retire.
Yeah, but yeah. Everyone was. I think
Yeah,
a
but
group effort
like,
worldwide.
All right. Well, definitely not worldwide.
Well, you never
definitely
know.
worldwide.
Maybe nationwide.
I mean, I was thinking that if it was Mitch McConnell, I definitely killed him. Because I'm pretty sure I said
Well,
something.
yeah, but if it was Mitch McConnell,
I'm
you would have
praying
no
on that,
trouble.
so-
taking credit for it.
I definitely would have taken credit if it was Mitch McConnell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we would all be, no, it was me. No, it was me. It was me.
Here's what I'm slightly curious about, though. You know what? I should double check this before I talk about a theoretical situation that might just not be happening. But if I remember correctly, the current Senate was 50 Democrats and 50 Republicans.
Correct.
So now that she's gone, until they filled her seat with someone temporary, arguably the Republicans currently have the majority for a short period
Yeah.
of time.
Just depends on how fast Newsom can whip someone up.
Which is a really scary thought because they could try to rush several things in the coming days.
Yeah.
Yep.
That being said, I'm sure there will be. Because the issue is that they need to hold a special election to fill the
Do they?
seat.
Doesn't Newsom just make someone
Um,
senator in this situation?
So I think they can make someone as acting senator.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Like until the election comes up in
Right.
November, because that seat is up for election upcoming.
True, that seat was up for election anyway. True, because she was retiring in a couple months.
No, she wasn't retiring. She was going to run again.
No.
Yeah, she
No,
was.
she wasn't.
She announced her.
I was reading reports today that said back in 2020 she announced that 2024 she was retiring.
Was she?
I feel like I remember what Dustin's saying. I feel like I remember that. But again, I
No,
could be wrong.
I guess not.
Or was it? Was it?
No, Feinstein will not run for re-election in 2024.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of.
That was announced back in February.
Maybe I'm thinking of the. You know what? I might be thinking of the guy that was like asking Mitch McConnell if he was going to run again. Oh no,
Maybe
because that's what he was
thinking of.
being asked, wasn't it? During one of the times that he paused,
Yeah, and
that
then
he froze up. He
froze.
was being asked if he would run again. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yep.
Did you see that they did something about the dress codes?
They did. I was.
You know
very
what?
happy to hear
What
that.
sucked is that I found that out while looking up a picture of the Senate for the thumbnail.
What do they do now?
I think they just made it casual. They made it business. They
made it
professional again.
professional.
I don't know.
That's lame.
I'm not for it.
No
I
one was
think-
going to do anything anyways. Like,
Someone did.
Yeah,
something,
okay,
sort of.
one person.
what do you do?
Dress like real
Wow.
casual.
Oh my god.
Nothing like egregious.
That's
but,
the
like,
worst thing
sweatpants
happening in
and
this
stuff.
country right now is that
Exactly.
someone was comfortable on the Senate floor.
Look, I'm not saying it's the worst thing to happen in this country. I've never said that.
Well,
But like, you know,
No.
Most people are still going to
little
show up in
respect.
suits and ties. Nothing was going to change after that. It's not like everyone was going to show up in wife beers and PJs.
that would be funny though.
No,
Literally
but
Nothing thing.
That would actually I wish one person did.
the concern,
Yeah,
the
that'd be.
concern that I had though is that there are currently members of the House and the Senate who are, to put it bluntly, fucking insane. and I was not sure what they would do. They're already, in my opinion, making a mockery of the place. I'd rather them not make it an even more mockery of
I don't
it.
care.
Is that too much to ask for?
Just let them keep showing how stupid they are.
Well, my TikTok has been nothing but people getting owned on this whole impeachment thing. So I'm having a
Yep.
pretty decent time, not gonna lie. It's
Nice.
just like AOC goes off. And that's been my TikTok feed for the past like couple days. AOC, and I'm like, you know what? Get him, girl. Do it. Tell them they're stupid. What are they even talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. You know,
That's what I'm talking about. You know, we could be
Yeah.
talking about.
what could we be talking about, man?
We went to King Richard's Fair.
We did.
We did.
Here, here!
Huzzah!
Hip hip huzzah.
Huzzah!
Hip,
So
hip.
yeah, that was a day.
Yes. It was very fun. It
Uh,
was rainy, but
It was. I was gonna say.
Would've been.
And go ahead. You can clip this out of context. I don't know if I've ever been that wet in my
Yeah, you
life.
definitely. Oh yeah, I know what time when you were.
Surely you have, Mr.
What?
Outdoor Camping Man. Surely you've been caught out in worse rain than that.
One of my favorite Robert stories is how wet you were.
What
It's
was
one of my
that,
favorite
Dustin?
Robert stories. That depends on you being way more wet than you were Sunday. We could say that
I'm
for a
trying to
different
think of
time.
what.
But King Richard's Fair
I'm trying to think.
would have been,
Yeah, no, King Richard's Fair
would have
was
been
awesome.
infinitely more fun if it wasn't freezing cold and raining the whole day. But
I was not really cold,
uh,
personally.
No,
was
I wasn't
freezing.
cold either.
Constantly, and all the mud. That it was obviously still a fun time. I still enjoyed myself, but wasn't particularly fond of that.
The mud, I was more worried about the restaurant we were going after. I just felt bad having muddy shoes.
Yeah.
But luckily
Yeah.
it didn't seem that it was that bad. Most of it had gone off by the time we had got there.
Yeah, we didn't track too much in there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were pretty good, I think.
Yeah, no, where do you want to? So wait, actually, I did want to start with one thing. There was the human chest thing that I only heard glimpse of because I was
Oh my
not
God.
there. No, that's just the
Oh,
one thing I
boy.
wasn't there for. So I want.
No, I
want
know,
to be
but
the
like
audience.
we all made fools.
I
of
wanna
you.
be
showed up
the
at the exact
audience.
moment it ended.
Yeah, I want to be the audience in this instance.
So, all right. So, I'm trying to remember. The three of us showed up together, right?
No, me and Dustin were there first. And then
No,
showed
right.
up.
You and Dustin showed up together, and you guys were sitting in the audience. And
Yes.
as I was walking up, they said, "Oh, we're looking for volunteers for human chess. If you want to participate, come on up." And there were not that many people up there. And I was just like, fuck it, I don't care. So I looked at them, I was like, should I go up? And they were like, yeah, sure. So
I was like, yeah,
go
you know
up,
chess.
and I took the spot of a bishop. And they were still looking for people. And through the magic of peer pressure, I managed to get these two to become rooks. So it was 8 on 8. The three of us were all on the same side. They were 2 rooks, and I was a bishop.
Not that it mattered much what position we were.
Not that it mattered much at all. And that's when we found out that what we were doing was basically nothing to do with chess.
Yeah.
A whole lot
Yeah.
of human, not a whole lot of chess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, I think
you guys want to explain what we did, or
So basically, what would happen is they would say like a piece from one team would go against a piece from the other team, and they would have like a box
Yeah.
full of a bunch of random challenges that you would have to do, and the crowd would be the judge of who won each challenge, and you would like take their spot on the board.
Yeah, if you won.
Yeah.
and it's also worth noting because this is going to become very important for this whole thing. The other team, out of the 8 members, 5 of them were children?
A couple of them were babies.
And like
Like
on
young
our
children.
side, and on our side, I don't think there was a single
Yeah.
child,
Nope.
So wait, does this?
and that's very relevant. So I guess you guys can start off because I don't go for a while.
Yeah, you didn't go to the very end. I joked with the fan. It's like he's doing the
Yeah.
Luigi wins by absolutely nothing strategy.
Not
Yeah,
by choice,
just
but
happened.
anyways, so the way it worked basically was the two cast members would choose who moves where
Yeah.
when.
So I was like literally the first one.
So we had to just move. Yeah.
And it was like a challenge of like putting your left nose to your right ear and your right hand on your nose. You had to slap your thigh and switch every time he said the switch. And it was whoever did that the best one. I won because the girl I was going up against just kind of gave up because she couldn't even figure out how to do it slowly. But
Dustin, I have to say, I was trying to do that at the same time that you were, and you were doing way better than
yeah,
me.
it was pretty difficult adding the whole because doing it is easy. It's just really just shifting your hands really. But then the whole thought process
Well, the
of
one thing that was hard
was slapping your thigh.
that you didn't really. Well, the one thing that you didn't even mention is that. So it's like you're holding your nose with one hand. Your other hand has to cross over that hand and hit the ear on the other side of your head.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the ear on that side. If it was the ear on that side, it would be easy. But having to cross over.
Left hand
that
nose,
is-
right hand, left ear. Slap your thigh, make it right hand nose, left hand, right ear.
What was it that they called it, too? It was nosy earsy?
Yeah,
or
I think that was
something?
his nosy earsy.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, Dustin won that. So, currently, our overall record 1 win, 0 losses.
Oh, okay.
And I believe it is downhill from there.
pretty sure, yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember anyone between me
I
and
have-
Fanning because I was looking the other direction.
Yeah.
Um,
There were some other peoples. There was like a
But pretty much all the challenges were along those lines, pretty much. And Fanning,
doing something
what was
ridiculous.
yours,
and stuff.
Fanning?
Yeah.
So my the person who goes up against me is this little, probably like what 6-year-old kid, you would say?
oh, I don't even know if
he's wearing-
6, maybe 5.
Wearing a Mandalorian
Huge.
costume.
Yeah.
And our challenge was to do the chicken dance. I knew I was going to lose immediately because it was a cute kid. The audience was obviously going to win, so this had to be the most fucking embarrassing thing I've ever done in my life.
Worth noting also, immediately upon hearing this challenge, I'm like, oh, I need to get this on video. And Fanning's like, you
Exactly.
better not.
You better
And in
fucking not.
hindsight, I'm glad I didn't, because I think it became an unspoken rule that none of us were going to record each other, because I'm pretty sure I ended up making the biggest fool of myself.
Yeah. And then Dustin had a second go.
Against that Mandalorian's younger
I-
sister.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Like she barely even had the grasp of walking.
Wait, there's lore about the chicken dance though. If I remember correctly, you told me that Fanning didn't know what the chicken dance was.
I needed a refresher.
Oh,
But they were nice
No.
enough to give you that refresher.
Yeah. I needed a refresher. Like, I haven't done it in years, my friends.
Well, I think they also needed to, quickly teach the child. So.
Yeah.
And then I went against the Mandalorian's younger sister, who's a little princess. We were in a evil laughter competition. We had to both do an evil laugh.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I was totally prepared to throw. At the beginning, I was looking at the other team, like, okay, I'm throwing for you, I'm throwing for you, I'm throwing for you. Everyone else, I'm not gonna throw. Everyone else, it's heated. But then I just did a regular laugh. I didn't even do an evil laugh, and she just walked off the stage.
Because she started
Yeah.
crying. She was a bit scared. I was like, oh.
Dustin, what'd you do to her?
I scared her with my evil laugh. Apparently, it was too good. But then they ended up kicking me off anyways because I was clearly
Yeah,
throwing.
it's like, yeah. It's like,
He literally said, "You're."
you were gonna lose anyway.
Yeah,
Get off.
he said, "You're still suck."
You're
so
suck. Get off the stage.
They did say that.
I feel like that was more of a, hey, let's just get
Yeah.
this moving.
They don't care.
But
Yeah.
still, it's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah, so at that point, Fanny and Dustin are both out. And I'm sitting there They moved me at one point, but because of the way a bishop starts, I didn't attack anyone at first. So the whole game goes on. I'm literally just standing on the square waiting. Finally, we get towards the end, and it's just like all the pieces that are still in against each other.
Pretty much.
So it's me and one other person on my team against 4 on the other team, and it was like 3 kids and maybe 1 adult. And this is where I made the biggest fool of myself, Matt, because the challenge that they pulled was to do the itsy bitsy spider.
Yes, I'm familiar. Classic move.
Specifically the
Well-
itsy spitsy spider
Well,
dance.
I was not familiar with
And
it.
he never
Because he said to the itsy bitsy spider dance, and you're like, "There's a dance."
So I say there's a dance. The guy's like, "Oh, this ought to be funny." I turn to the person on my team. I'm like, "I'm just gonna do what you do, okay?" And they look at me and they say, "I don't know it either."
I didn't even know that.
How do you not know that?
Yeah, neither of us knew what we were doing.
There's a dance. They added DLC to the Itsy Bitsy Spider. What's going on here?
So, and the funny thing is like, I know I had just been listening. I knew the song because A, you know, I just know it, but also B, you know, I have a
Baby.
little young nephews. Exactly, I have my young nephews, but they're not old enough to do a coordinated dance, so we haven't done anything like that. But I don't know. So slowly I'm piecing it together in my mind. I'm watching it. The funniest part though, Matt, is about 5 seconds in, I glance over at Dustin and Fanning, partially because I'm like, oh, they're probably laughing their asses off. Partially because I want to make sure they're not recording me. And Dustin's fucking coaching me on how
I was
to
hoping
do
for at least
it.
at the beginning part of you would get it or something, so I'm trying to show you how to do it.
I will say I saw that so the first step I was like, that's a lost cause. So I was trying to think one step ahead. So I remembered the down came a rain part.
Yeah.
And then
And watch Spider.
the sun came out, and I think I did that right?
You kind of did the sun came
I
out the whole
forget.
time at first. You're kind of just doing that little part the whole time, but yeah, you did get that right.
And then the rain, and then I did the spider thing. So I was like, whatever, I made a fool of myself.
I don't know if you
It's
noticed, but that
over.
guy was just giving you a death blast the entire time you were doing it.
Who
Yeah, he was like so
knows?
disappointed in you just
Well,
staring at him.
like,
He watched only you that whole time. he
That's
he never broke eye
amazing.
contact.
He was just watching.
That's amazing. Nope, I did not.
He was
notice
watching
that.
Rob. He definitely saw Rob look over to you guys, and then
Mhm.
saw you guys coaching him.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe. So, and then I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm done. And then they're like, all right, round 2. And then what was the other one they had me do?
It was
Teapot.
another teapot. Yeah.
Yeah, the
I'm a little-
teapot. I'm a
Oh,
little
please tell me you knew
teapot.
that one.
I vaguely knew that one.
You said, yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I know
But
that one.
I
So I
al-
started trying to coach you again, but you
I think I had the opposite problem there, though, where like I kind of knew the dance, but like I don't know the words
Right.
to the song.
There was a
I'm a-
point where you seemingly got confused on which was your handle and which was your spout. You really,
I
you
did.
had to seem to remind yourself. You were doing the correct dance, but you didn't know which was the
I
handle and
did.
which was the spout.
I did make that mistake for
You're
about 1 second.
This
and
is
I
my
was like,
handle.
oh shit,
This
wait,
is
I
my spout. I was like, that's the easiest part. This is what a handle is.
It's not the easiest when you are worried that you are already making a fool of yourself. And you haven't done it in probably like 20 years.
Come on, you guys.
But like, I was thinking of the words. I was like, I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. And I have no clue what the next line is.
When
And
I
then it
get all
goes, tip me over and
steamed up,
pour me out.
hear me shout.
What is it? When I get all
Oh,
steamed up, hear me shout? Never
Just
do that.
me over and pour me out.
Yeah, I know that tipped me over and poured me out. It was that third line where I was like, I don't know what that line is, and because I don't know what that line is, I have no clue.
Yeah,
what that
just- you
is.
could-
I could be honest, I didn't know a line either. That line was totally new to me.
I feel like in that situation, you just mumble rap your way through it, do a little jig, and then go back where you figure you know what it is. I feel like that gets you through it.
Well, the hosts were singing it as well, so
Yeah.
like we didn't have to sing it. It was more about the dance. I will say the ending of that song, right? So they're like tip me over and pour me out. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I want my spout to be tilted downward as though I'm pouring it, right? But I wanted to exaggerate it because I'm like, fuck it, if I'm making a fool of myself, I'm gonna go all the way, right? So I don't know if you guys noticed, I went on one foot.
Yes, I did.
And for about half a second, I was like, I better not fucking fall.
That would have been amazing.
I was 100%
A-
hoping he did.
A, that would make myself look like the biggest fool. But more importantly, B, like we've said, it was a downpour. I did not want to be in wet clothes the entire... Because this is like the first hour of the fucking event. I would have been soaking clothes. It would have been worse.
Oh, I would have loved that, man.
But I did not fall,
if I just
thankfully.
pull up to see what you guys are up to, and Rob's just
Dude,
soaked.
you fucking walk, dude. I kept being like, the entire time, I'm like, all right. It's one thing that Fanning and Dustin saw me do this because, you know, I saw them also make fools of themselves. Except for Dustin. Dustin got away pretty clean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if you or Seth walked up, or Stanley, I was going to be annoyed. And it turned out at the very end that Stanley did see me at the end.
Nice. At least one of us
Yep.
got
Yeah,
there.
He caught the end of it.
Yeah, Stanley caught the end of it. But that was Human Chess. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Might be convinced to do it again. Don't put me against children though.
If it was like an all-adult human chess, maybe.
It's the kids are.
But you put
OP.
children in there, I have to throw for them.
Yep.
I have to give them the
I
dub.
will have you know that I did not.
He was
You
there.
did
He was
not.
there to win it, dude.
You and Chainmail Guy were there to win it.
Chainmail guy.
Dude, me and Shane.
Oh yeah, you two were buddies the whole time. You were like right next to each other the whole game.
So if you can picture a chessboard, Matt,
Yes.
okay? So very early on in the game, my bishop piece moved all the way diagonal to the other side of the board,
Yeah.
okay? And right in that area, on the other team, playing as a knight, was this guy in chainmail armor. Had to have been about our age, maybe a little older.
Yep.
I'd say a bit younger.
Maybe a little younger, somewhere around there. And the way we were positioned was I could not attack him, but he could attack
Yep.
me. So every single turn, we're like chatting with each other because we're like off in our own little corner. And we're like, so we're going to have to face each other at some point. And we were convinced that at some point they were going to move him onto me. And they never fucking did.
Oh.
In fact, they specifically moved him in the opposite direction away from me. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I wanted to kind of go against him, because I was like, if I go against him, I have a fighting chance, because it's adult on adult. Any challenge where it was against
That's
a
how I
kid,
like
the kid
it.
was going to win.
Oh.
That's
So
not
we
how I
better
like
keep
it.
Shut up. You know what I mean.
I know.
Don't
Haha,
make
Better
it
stay
weird.
that way. Not in my Christian neighborhood.
Yeah?
No, so I'm glad you guys had fun.
Mhm.
I'm upset that I didn't see it.
Matt, here's the thing. If you had gone, I would have convinced you to get up there as well.
Nah.
There were other challenges too that the other people were doing. I know at one point it was like 2 people who had to do the silliest
Oh, yeah,
walk.
yeah.
There was 2 people who were doing just a straight up
Yeah,
chicken impersonation.
and one of them tried laying an egg.
Yep. Yeah.
One of them did try
No, they did
laying an egg.
because the guy did say bonus points if you
Yeah.
lay an egg. He did say that.
Dude, he just took a shit on stage.
Was that where you almost tripped, or was it something different? What someone like almost fell during one of the.
That was
It
the
was a
chicken guy.
yeah.
That was the
I think
chicken
it
guy.
He
was that
squatted
chicken
so low
guy
pretending to be a
laying the
chicken,
egg.
he just almost fell over.
Yeah, that did happen.
That's good.
Yeah,
But yeah,
was-
no,
That.
that was a human. I'm trying to remember what some of the other challenges were.
I think we pretty much got to most of them.
The ones that you guys did anyway.
Yeah, we covered everything that we did.
We saw a TikTok whip guy.
Yeah.
We did
Jacques
see
the
Jacques the
Whipper.
Whipper.
That was
I got to finally reveal that was the whole reason I wanted to go in the first
Yeah.
place.
just pretty cool because I'd seen him on TikTok before,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But it never even like dawned on me that would be like the kind of place he probably would be, and it just so happened that he was
Mhm.
there. It's like that's
Well,
pretty cool.
Again, it wasn't just so happened.
Well,
I knew
yeah,
he
but
was
from
gonna
my
be there.
perspective,
From your
my perspective, it's just
yeah.
some guy that I've seen on TikTok, and it's not often that you see something on TikTok or you see something online, and
And then
suddenly
you go to it.
and it's just brought, and it's just you're essentially just brought there. That doesn't happen
Yeah.
often.
Well, that's why I kind of tried keeping that as a sort of surprise, because I figured you guys had seen the videos. Because while I don't use TikTok, from my experience, whatever trends on YouTube Shorts is the same shit that trends
Yeah.
on TikTok. So I was like, they've probably seen this guy. And I was like, if not, then I get to introduce him and it'll be awesome.
That was cool. Yeah.
I never heard of him, but I also got separated from everyone. Was wandering around for like an hour and then caught the back up at the tail.
Yeah,
end of
you
that,
yeah
so.
you went AWOL
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
I grabbed my food, went away, went to the nearest table, and then no one followed
yeah.
me.
Well,
I'm like,
okay, don't say no one followed you. You went a completely different way from the rest of us. 3 of us got the memo on where to go.
I remember at the end of that,
Yeah, and you're talking to the 3 people who didn't.
at the end of that show, like it literally just ended. The 5 of us grouped up and like, okay, we should probably find Fanning, see where he is. We turn around and Fanning's right in front
Not
of
2
us.
seconds later.
That's
Yeah.
so perfectly timed.
Could not have been better timed.
I was like, we were just talking about you. But yeah, I didn't know that guy. All I ever seen was TikToks. The only ones I ever see are YouTube Shorts. I use them interchangeably now. But all I ever saw was the ones like people throwing
fair
out
enough.
songs and then him doing the. I honestly didn't know what else he did. I only saw the music stuff.
Yeah, well, I think that's because that's more improv, and that lends itself better.
Yeah,
to
no, it's kind of
something
like how
that.
pretty
The whole
much
show was
all
really cool.
pretty much how all the comedians you see on TikTok are doing crowd work.
Yeah.
Like you don't
Yeah.
see a lot. No, he was really funny.
No,
No, I really enjoyed it.
a funny thing is, a few days later, this had to be like Tuesday. I'm in another Discord server with people I met originally when we OG Overwatch. And someone posts a TikTok of Jocks or whatever it is.
Jacques the Whipper.
Doing his Asterion impression from Baldur's Gate 3. And how he made a realization that Asterion's voice is just seductive Stewie.
Just
Stewie
Like
from Family
Guy?
Guy. From Family Guy.
Oh boy, I'd have to re-listen to it.
And I'm like, hey, I literally just saw him in person a few days ago. Cool.
that's cool.
And the person posted was jealous.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He was, yeah.
He stumped a Zoomer.
Yeah, he told
And
the kid announcer went
was
off
proud
the
of it.
stage and she didn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
I'd seen the horn bit before. The little horn every time he said his name.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd seen that as well.
Yeah, so I knew that one was. Anyone? Yeah, Fanny, do you want to say what you? I'm sure you're raring to say what you bought.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
What do you buy, Fanny?
I now own a sword,
Pretty
an actual.
pretty dope, I have to say.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it actually is very, very cool. It's where is it? There it is.
There it is.
Where is it? Oh my god.
I
I
keep
was
it
just
from-
gonna say, what have you done with the sword? Have you hung it up yet? And he's
Yeah,
fucking
I
got it tossed in like a
F-
corner.
So, Fanny, I have a question. Because you kept
Yeah.
saying you snuck it into your house.
Yes,
Wait, have you actually did?
I stuck it.
Can you
that first night I
can
did,
you
because
explain to me why you have to sneak it into your house?
I wasn't sure how they
It's
would
a s-
react.
You're a grown man with grown ass money. You can buy whatever
Yeah.
you goddamn want.
But it
So
was
how
also,
did they
and also
react?
when I revealed, they were like, "Oh, cool."
Did they
and
ask how
up-
much?
No.
Oh, well, that's why they were cool
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Danny, you want to say how much you
It's a
spent on
sword.
it?
You're expecting it to be expensive.
600 plus tax, including that includes tax.
Yeah.
I thought it was 580.
But
including
I said
tax.
600. No, it's about 600.
600 including tax.
okay.
591 or something.
That makes sense to me.
Okay.
I'd pay a sword. I'd pay that much for a sword. I
If I
did.
wanted a sword, I would pay that much.
I really liked the axes they had, but
Mhm.
just not the right time and place for me to be spending that much money.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool
Fair.
stuff in the stores. Like
Yeah.
a lot of cool
I
handcrafted stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
got some throwing knives.
Yeah. Apparently, my
Huge.
one of my mom's old friends, or her brother's friends, I don't know exactly, actually used to do, like, go to all the Renaissance fairs like that. But he actually did like his own like leather work, like full get up and
cool.
stuff. So basically, she asked him like, how do you preserve this, yada yada yada, and he gave me an answer and told me to be careful, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I would hope you're careful with the fucking sword. Don't impale yourself.
And if you do, get it
please.
on video, please.
Yeah, we can use
Yeah,
that
I don't
for
think
the
we can use
podcast.
that.
Matt, tell me I rolled in that one
Why
again.
not?
I'll do it. That one's a nat 20.
Fucking Benny's gonna take his own advice.
I don't like you guys having weapons.
I've owned a pair of
I don't
nunchucks
like
for
you guys having weapons. You're gonna
years.
start. You're gonna start trying to get. You're gonna start using them when you get mad. All I have is this D100. That's like a one. It's probably like a one shot kill, honestly, based on how heavy it is.
Yeah.
But
Wait, you bought the
Yeah.
D100? Oh shit! I didn't realize you had
yeah,
bought it.
man, got it in my
Yeah,
hands
just
right
a
now. It's sick.
metal,
Fuck. A heavy
super
one?
heavy
Yeah,
D100.
dude, that was the first thing we saw.
Yeah.
I know. I thought about
we-
buying
we-
it, but then I ended up finding things.
Yeah,
I
we went to
preferred.
the dice, and they were like immediately like, "Here, hold this metal D." Because we were looking at the way when we walked in, the first one we saw was the plastic ones. So we're looking at the plastic one. They're like, "Yo, get a load of this," and they showed us the metal ones. And I was like, "This is sick."
We were all so shocked how heavy it was. We kept handing it off. Like, oh my god! And
And
we
then-
passed
and
us the
then-
next one's like, oh my god! And we passed us.
and then-
Oh my god!
Well, it's because
And-
the dice like that you expect it to be
And then-
heavy.
I wasn't
Well,
expecting like to
like,
actually make my hand
You
drop.
you really could have killed. Something
Yeah,
with
no.
that. Like that is a fucking.
It was around that time that Stanley came in. The first thing I had him do was I was like, Stanley, come over here. Come over here. Look at this.
Hold that.
Just dude, check this out. Dude, it's so heavy. I got kind of one of the smaller ones too. Because it had the kind of more, I think it looked cooler. It's like more like textured and it's easier to see the individual
Yeah.
ones.
Mhm.
You know, again, spending money on die, even though we don't play D&D in person. So
Yeah.
continue to contradict myself with that. But you know what? I like math.
Yeah, but
I like
that's
the math.
worth it.
I like
It's
the math
novelty
rocks,
there.
man.
Clink,
Click,
clanky
clack,
rocks.
the math rock.
Uh,
That was cool, but the big
Yeah.
thing, the most
Main event.
probably the most important thing
yeah.
Yeah.
was the joust.
Our
Our boy
boy.
Sir Thomas.
Oh.
I just want to say that Dustin and I were like, well, more Dustin. But Dustin was like, we probably get a better view from over here. And I was like, you know what? You're probably right. So we went over to that part of like the outskirt of the ring.
Oh yeah.
And I was gotta say, Dustin, you came in clutch there because that put us in Sir Thomas's court
Mm-hmm.
on his
It wasn't
side.
even wasn't a view thing. Stanley and I were just looking at where we were, and we looked across the way, and we're like, "Yeah, it's way less muddy over there. Let's go over there."
Let's
So we all decided to move over there.
and little do we know,
I just know you guys were like, "We're going over here," and I was like, "Okay, I guess that's
because
where
based
I'll
on
go."
where you're,
Well, no, we didn't go over until you had the idea to play this game for this session.
Yeah. But if you ever
And then you're like, we need to tell him now because
if
we'll
you've never
forget.
been to a joust thing,
True.
basically whatever happens is wherever you're standing, there's like a certain place where the jouster will be. It's like, hey, you're standing over here. That means you're rooting for this guy, and you're standing over here. That means you're rooting for this guy. So the corner we were rooting for Lord
It was
Thomas.
The same thing in Vegas. Yeah, it was the same thing with the jousting show that we went to in Vegas. So,
and we
it was
very
done
fun.
like it was great. It was done in like 3 waves. The first show was just kind of basic. They were just kind of doing their stuff.
Typical jousting stuff. They do like the rings and
the rings and they do a couple of hits of the shield and whatnot. And it's cool. You saw a couple of those things break. I still don't know if your thing breaking is a point for you.
I think his thing just broke.
No, I think your thing breaking means you
Not
lose.
even. It's just you just pretend to die when you lose. I think his thing just broke.
What are the official rules of a joust? That's the important thing.
I just didn't know if something because we were getting into it. Every single thing Sir Thomas would do.
My voice was
Dustin and I were getting
hoarse.
mean.
Yeah, getting real mean to the other guy.
Yeah, we were getting mean. I'd be like, "Who invited this guy?" I was like, "Hey, there's a couple rings on the ground, buddy." It's just harassing him.
You were
every time
you were fucking so mean to some of these.
Every time they were like, there was a point where you like they would throw a ring and you had to try to catch her while riding a horse. I would always yell "brick" every time, which is only a thing in basketball, not even a thing anymore. But I was yell "brick."
Get him, dude! It was so fun.
I so badly wanted to yell, "Get off your knees, Squire! You're blowing the joust!" But I felt like I wasn't really the place for that one. So
yeah, there were a lot of kids around us.
Hey, people say that like youth football games.
Yeah, but
I have
you
little
want to be
restraint.
one of those.
You want to be the parent at the kids game. I agree.
Be the responsible.
I agree, 100%.
First one was just basic jousting stuff.
Yeah.
I did just look it up. +1 for a hit that does not break the tip of the lance, +2 points for a hit that breaks the tip of the lance, or +3 points for a tip of that shatters the tip of the lance into several and multiple.
So it is good to break it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, wait, it's good to break your own?
Yes.
That kind of makes sense because that means you got like a good hit in there. You know what I mean? It's like you really hit the guy if you're shattering it. And if that was if it was serious, you may have impaled him. No, I think that makes sense. All right, so good because I would cheer anytime our Sir Thomas did anything. So I don't think it really mattered.
Yeah. We got very into it. There was actually another group who also got really.
Yeah, they came in.
They came in the second time. Dude, I think we had moments where we were chanting at the same time.
Yeah.
I didn't look at any of the other areas. I don't know if anyone else was getting as into it.
Definitely not. We were 100. Our corner, especially with us and that family that was there, we were just the craziest group.
We were also like the smallest, I think, group of people because the other ones.
We were the smallest.
Yeah, except for the final round, there was one corner that was just totally empty. Like nobody was just there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each jouster also had like a squire there, and his job was kind of like, "Hey, crowd, cheer now!" and then boo this. Ours was totally useless. We didn't need. We had to handle
which
this.
one? The one from the first? Because the squire changed from round one.
Yeah,
To
I don't know
two.
that. They had to get the kid out there, I guess.
Uh,
Well, I think my guess is that if you didn't notice, round one, the knights were always on their horses.
Yeah.
Round two, they got off their horse for a little bit. The difference being that during round 2 and 3, the squire actually had to be responsible for the horse.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they could have made a kid be responsible.
and it's probably
for
just
horse. So I think that's
and it's probably just
why.
the first one's like easier. So yeah, you can have the kid do it.
Talking about how crazy we got. Actually, no, we should go in order. Sorry.
So that
Yeah, we're already
that
kind of
was
going
the
all over
that was
place.
the
First joust, basic stuff.
was
Nothing
basic
stressful
stuff.
happened.
no, the second one they started adding lore.
Yeah.
There was storyline going on.
Cheating.
Cheating. Insane in the membrane. What was it? Who was the guy that? So they do the horse stuff.
Mhm.
They do all the regular jousting stuff, and then that was the first time they started like fighting off the horses, right?
Yeah.
They started fighting off the horses.
But that was like a that was
Yeah, that was
happened.
planned. That was like, okay, now you
Like-
fight.
Now you fight first one basically to basically make the other one submit.
Yeah, but then one guy drew blood.
Blood, he just grabbed the dude's hand and
no-
sliced his arm.
Well, no, they started getting angry. I think someone knocked someone off their horse, and then they were arguing, and then he walked over to a guy and slit the guy's arm. Slit the guy's arm,
and
quote unquote.
the ketchup packet that was hidden under his cuff exploded.
Whoa! You mean it wasn't real
Dude,
blood?
I'm sorry. Also, Santa's not real, Rob.
I remember after that happened.
Well, that's okay because we still have the.
After
Of
that
course,
happened,
of course.
I turned to Matt. I was like, "Dude, I think we should call the cops. I thought this was a show. He just sliced that dude's arm. This is nuts." I thought
fucking
these are
people are-
actors, dude.
And people are cheering. What is this?
What's going on?
I don't.
And then
I don't remember any of their names.
So after that,
by the way, except for Thomas.
it was Sir Thomas. Sir Michael was the other guy who was like, okay,
He was from the same country, but he wasn't our guy.
And then I think Sir Alex was one. I forget the last.
Was the other one
though.
Nicholas?
But
Yes,
maybe
I think so. That sounds right.
Sir Nicholas. Then after I believe it was Sir Nicholas drew blood. Sir Thomas challenges us to a joust, and the guy agreed on one condition that
To the death.
to the death.
just a goated move.
So
Such a
fast forward
Chad.
a few hours to the
Mhm.
third joust. They do some warm-ups, they go into the big fight, and Sir Thomas ends up being the last
Dude,
one
he
alive.
2v1. He
Well,
2v1.
He 2v1.
And he
2v1.
split Nicholas's throat.
He did. It was
Yeah,
insane.
No, he like slit his leg to get him on his knees, then held his sword up to his neck, looked out at us, like at the crowd, and basically waited for us to say. I heard like us go crazy, just yelling "kill!"
Yeah, we were all for it.
I was screaming.
It does make me wonder though if there's like an alternate, like almost like an alternate ending where if we're like spare him, if he would have spared him or something.
I'm wondering if like there's multiple endings and it's just based on whichever crowd is the coolest.
I've always
think
wondered
that has to have
that,
something to do with
where
it.
it's
They wouldn't
like
do that if it meant nothing. I don't think.
Like if we were like if we were like the smallest crowd and also just not really and just kind of just standing there not doing anything, surely they don't give us the win. I think I want to believe that after the first one they're like, yo, we're running the Thomas route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like WWE, where like obviously it's scripted, but like to a certain extent, there's some.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not like down to the movement.
I mean, you can't determine. All right, you're gonna break your joust on this hit. Like
Yeah,
shit like that, you
The
cannot
stuff breaking was definitely
plan.
accidental.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
Right, like you can plan out the major story beats,
I
but
want to
like have there be a different
I-
ending each
yeah.
time. That way, people who go multiple days are still interested.
yeah, I want to believe it was the power of our sharing that led Sir Thomas to victory.
Yeah.
Speaking of how crazy we were going,
Yeah.
there was one point. The squire, Simon was just looking up at the crowd where like the king and the royal family was watching. He seemed to just look up at them, give him a shrug, and he's like, I don't know, dude, and started laughing.
Oh,
Like,
because we were
Because we were just being so crazy. Yeah. Like I don't know who he was talking, but he definitely gave him I don't know what to tell you, man.
They were like, "Holy shit, he's doing a great job," and he's like, "Nope, nothing to do with me."
like they're just
There was definitely a point where he just gave up. He wasn't even trying anymore. He was just like clapping along.
yeah, because his whole job is to
Yeah.
hype everyone up. But if we're doing it for him, he gets a
Mhm.
free ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so fun.
It was my
It was
Yeah,
very,
my
very fun.
voice was fried since until like yesterday.
Oh yeah, no, after that I was
Well,
more hoarse than
You
the horse.
guys were going way more hard
Yeah.
than I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, fake fan over here.
I wouldn't
Well,
say that.
Big fan.
Big fan.
I'm just saying if
But
Thomas
like,
were to rank us,
when my job requires me to be talking quite a bit, I can't afford to lose my voice. Really, there's no Bill Nye for me to put on. So
Just show him.
Oh yeah, that's what
Just show him some numbers. Just write some numbers.
just show
Just
them.
just put some numbers on the board. Be like, add these, and then sit down. Like, come on, dude. Be like, all right,
I mean,
here's 3. Do everything. Do 3, and then they're like, okay, and then they do 3. I don't see what's so difficult.
during the third round of the joust, our crowd had a bit of an all-star cast. Because not only was it us, not only was the family who was also going as hard as us, there was also the NPC kid.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping Matt
I
would
remember
remember.
that.
'Cause he was
Oh,
cracking up at that
the NPC.
wait, the NPC.
It was
kid?
funny because he
I
was
don't
next to you
remember
guys for
that.
like 10 minutes. I don't know if you like mentioned it. Because there was a point where like, yeah, you.
I don't know if I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but there's like a trend on like TikTok where
Oh, fuck.
people will like walk around like they're NPCs. Like they have kind of like walking animations. They look like they really look
yeah.
like GTA characters. Like they'll like
Yeah.
if they, and then one is like if they're at a show, they'll just like oddly walk up, turn toward the show, like do like a idle like a cheer animation, go back to their walking animation. Like it's meant to look like janky. And
Yeah,
there was a guy, and I'm assuming it was his kid, on opposite sides of the joust arena or whatever.
They were totally unrelated.
They were
Because eventually
unrelated.
That dude just walked away eventually, and he went to his actual dad that was like right in front of us, pretty much.
Wait, what? Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
amazing.
okay. Apparently unrelated. Well, they were doing the NPC thing, and then apparently he went to go on, and then I don't know, the adult guy went off to go find his real kid. It's like, so that's crazy. But the kid kept doing it. He did it for so long. He starts walking back towards like the rest of the fair. He encounters 2 people in costumes. One is a cup of ramen, and the other one was a banana. I don't know if you remember seeing those guys walking around.
I do.
And they started NPCing at each other for a little bit.
They start doing it. He's destroying them. He's doing it way better than they are.
Mhm.
He starts doing the jump animation, which I think is incredible. he does this.
How old
I
is
don't
this
know,
kid?
9?
8. Yeah,
8,
something
9?
like that.
Little kid. And then he just kind of walks away from them, still doing the NPC. and I just couldn't stop watching
He,
it.
he was so dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Just constantly staying as an NPC until he eventually got back to his dad. Then he stopped doing it. Had to run to the
Yeah.
bathroom real quick. But then he came
No,
back and he started doing NPC walk again.
No, I have a video of it. It's really funny. I was like, how can I not? He's doing such a good job.
Yeah, it was really funny.
It's like, what is he doing? What does that have to do with fantasy? What does that have to do with the Renaissance? Why is he moving like a GTA character?
Why was there a banana?
True. Why was there
Why
someone
not?
dressed as a banana and cup ramen? What does that have to do?
It was funny
Why
every
was
time we
there?
saw it.
Why was there a Deadpool in a Hufflepuff room?
Well, that was because it was like a Harry Potter week we
Yeah.
went, and obvious and
Yo, yeah, it
Deadpool
was.
just has that characteristic of being acceptable anywhere because of the whole the fourth wall thing. So he can be anywhere he wants.
Pretty much.
I saw plenty of Star Trek people and like space, like someone from Star Trek, someone with a spacesuit being like, "Oh, they crash landed." Classic bit. I wanted to either see someone or eventually do like just like an anime character in like a Japanese like school uniform, like I got isekai'd. Like I got hit by a truck on my way to class and somehow ended up in a fantasy world.
I did
I
see
asked-
someone who definitely had anime hair, but they were wearing like
Maybe.
the Harry Potter robes. I'm not sure what they were going for.
Maybe I did. I asked George about it because he had been there before, and he said he was surprised I didn't see it. So I didn't come up with a unique concept, unfortunately. But I definitely would think that would be funny.
Speaking of the Harry Potter thing, though, me and Fanning got sorted into our houses.
Yeah.
We did. They were doing a sorting event out on one of the stages where as we're going by, and as we're waiting in line, me and Rob are talking like, "Oh, did you ever take one of the quizzes to see what house you were in?"
The
I'm like, "Yeah,
Pottermore quiz.
yeah, the Pottermore quiz." And like, "Yeah, what'd you get?" I got Hufflepuff. He mentions that he always gets
Every single time, I think I've said it before, I always get Slytherin.
uh
And I love it. I embrace it. I think it's
Yeah.
accurate. I think I am Slytherin.
right before it's like my turn. He
Well,
Rob
hang on.
goes,
Before you even get to your turn, I want to point out that I said to Fanning halfway through the line, I said, imagine if they both gave us Ravenclaw because...
I was literally just about to mention that.
Oh,
That was
that's what
like
you were
right
saying,
before.
okay.
Yeah,
What? Because you have glasses?
Yeah.
pretty much.
they were like, "Nerd." So I go up, and sure enough, I'm sorting to Ravenclaw.
Nerd.
I'm walking down the ramp. To get off the stage, and it's Rob's turn.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck, did I just speak this into reality? I go up there fully expecting them to say Ravenclaw. And even they say I'm Slytherin.
I'm halfway down the ramp. I start cracking up like he called it. He fucking called it.
Dude, I'm a fucking Slytherin.
Congratulations. You have some
Thank
plot
you.
relevance.
Exactly. See, I'm way better than fucking Hufflepuff.
job.
I mean, Hufflepuff has no plot
Excuse
relevance,
me.
man.
Cedric Diggory. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Oh my goodness, you got
Yeah.
one person.
And he died
Congratulations.
at the end of his movie.
Yeah, you got one person and he
Yeah, what's it-
dies like
and
1
then
hour
Yeah,
in.
we're not stupid. We don't like
One of their
risk our lives for
One of their
stupid
Hufflepuffs
stuff.
are there.
We just chill out.
What's his name from Fantastic Beasts?
Newt
Gingrich?
Newt Scamander? No, I almost said Newt Gingrich, and I'm like,
Newt
fuck
Scamander.
that. No,
Newt Scamander. He's
is his
Hufflepuff.
name.
Yes.
Is he?
So I guess it's got his
I
own
didn't
movie.
know that.
And that was, but yeah, I think it was me and Dustin. We walked by it.
Yeah, it was me, you, and Seth. We walked by.
Yeah,
We were watching. And I was like
we walked by.
predicting exactly what he was going to say for each one.
Oh yeah, I remember you saw the baby,
Yeah.
and you were like, he's gonna be like, oh, that's Slytherin. And he's
Sure.
like, there's a dark evil in this one. I really wanted him to take one of the. Oh god, I really wanted him to take one of the kids that was wearing like a Gryffindor robe and say anything but Gryffindor. Like if you
Yeah.
already were wearing the robes, obviously he's like, oh, this is just free. I'm just gonna. They'll be happy as long as I just say what they're already wearing.
Yeah.
But I really wanted him.
You wanted them to
I
troll
wanted,
someone.
yeah, I wanted him to say.
If you, don't do that to a kid. Do that to one of the.
If it, I mean, if it was what's his name, if it was Deadpool, if it was, Hufflepuff Deadpool, yeah, you can hit him with that. But I thought it would have been really funny if he had one of the kids.
I'm pretty sure we had talked about the Pottermore quiz before. Both Matt and Dustin, both of you were Hufflepuff, right?
Yeah, I was Hufflepuff, and then they released the extended version where like they give you every single question. And I took that and I was like, "Oh, you're definitely Hufflepuff," because in that one it gives you like the
You're super
percentage. It was like
Hufflepuff.
90% Hufflepuff, 3% Gryffindor.
I think mine was a lot closer. I think mine was something like 60% Slytherin and like 25% Ravenclaw, and then like the other two were very
That's
small.
what I got. Because for a while on Pottermore, I was Slytherin, but then I was like, it's been like 5 years. I should probably retake it. Maybe I'm a different person. And then I retook it and got Hufflepuff. And then when I take the full expanded one, it's typically like Slytherin and Hufflepuff, very close. And then Ravenclaw and then Gryffindor at the bottom. Thank fucking God.
Hey, I'm a pure-blooded Hufflepuff.
Hell yeah, brother.
The hat dude didn't even have to think about it. Barely even sat in my head. He was like Hufflepuff.
He just saw you walking up and was like, "That's a Hufflepuff. Let's move along. We got a long day."
We got a lot of shit we gotta do.
It's like let's get the imagine they're like running out of time. So it's like, all right, we got to do the speed run. All right, next 250 kids, you're Hufflepuff.
Oh my
Next,
God.
That's one way of doing missions, I guess.
next
hell.
All right, if your name starts with a vowel, raise your hand. They all raise their hand. You're Gryffindor. Moving on.
Okay, if your birthday is January to March, you're Hufflepuff. April to June, you're Slytherin.
It turns out it's really just based on what month you were born.
They just take the star signs, lump them into. Take 12 star signs, split them into groups of 3. So there's 4 groups.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, yeah, they're already predetermined. Oh God, imagine, dude, the Harry Potter community. That's the main reason I didn't go up and get my head. My head. I didn't go up and get the different part of the fair. No, I didn't.
Shit, I missed that part. Fuck, we gotta go back.
I didn't go up and get the hat. I didn't get the hat on my head because I basically I was going to, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't need that identity crisis.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was saying. I was like, hey, I already know about Hufflepuff. I don't need some guy tell me something else.
It's like, this dude's gonna be like Gryffindor, and I'm probably gonna attack him on sight.
It was near the end, and me and Fanny were walking by, and I was just like, "Do you want to?" And we kind of were just like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it."
Yeah, it's free.
Because at that point, me and Fanny were just kind of dipping into random shops and looking around. So we were like, "We got time to kill." But yeah, King Richard's Fair was so much fun. I want us to go back again on a drier day.
Yep.
And with a Georgia. Who is not sick.
Not to hark on the joust too much. There's another thing I noticed. I wanted to bring up to you, Matt, see if you also noticed, or maybe I'm going crazy.
Yeah, man.
So
I mean, both can be true.
That's a good point. So at the joust, there are like these girls who would like walk around. I assume their job was to make sure nobody got too close, but no one ever got to. They were really just walking around.
Yeah.
Matt,
Yes.
did one of them look like Maya Higa to you?
Did one of them look like Maya Higa?
Because one of them, she would walk by and I was like, you look exactly like Maya Higa. You look like a white version of Maya. If she was like
Which-
fully white, not half. And then every time
I-
she talked, I was like, you even had like a dry sense of humor. You sound exactly like her. What the?
Do you mean the
Is-
taller
are you
one or the
talking
shorter one?
People who
Shorter
were-
one.
I don't exactly remember what she looked like, but I can maybe kind of actually. You know what? Actually, I do kind of. I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think I kind of see what you mean. I don't think you're. I don't know how exact it is because I don't quite remember,
Right.
but I don't think you're crazy. I remember it enough so where I don't think you're crazy.
Those of you who don't know, Maya Higa, cousin of Ryan Higa. That's all you need to know.
Hey, wait a minute.
I knew I
Whoa,
recognized the
Dustin. Dustin,
That was a joke.
are we diminishing the
No,
successes of women?
if you let me finish my sentence and get over the joke.
There was a
What was you
long
interrupting
pause in
me?
between that. Dustin. You stop.
Yeah, and
talking.
cute.
Yeah, comedic timing. Who's ever heard of that, right?
And Cutie Cinderella is just Ludwig's boyfriend, right,
God.
Dustin?
Ludwig's boyfriend. What?
Yeah.
Wait a second. What do you say? But no, Maya Higa, she's a Twitch streamer. She also owns an annual sanctuary. I don't know if it's
Animal.
sanctuary conservatory or if there's even
Something
a
like that.
difference. But yeah,
You know what? I think we had talked about her not that long
Oh, really?
ago.
I wasn't
Alright.
there for it.
Yeah, because I feel like I can't remember what the context was, but like I feel like we had talked about her like within the last 4 months.
Well, Dustin
Maybe.
and I are stuck in the Twitch world, so probably
Yeah.
did.
But yeah, just
Unfortunately.
every time she walked by, and like there was one point where like a kid had to hold. Like there's a point where they're doing the agile thing where you had to get the joust through the hoop, and a kid in the crowd held it. And then like after it was done, it's like, "Hey, you're so brave, good job." And like specifically when she said that, it's like that sounds exactly like the same sarcastic joke Maya would make.
Maybe.
You're talking about the people who were in between the rope and the
Yes.
actual
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were just kind of there for like. I mean, maybe they were.
For just safety.
I mean, maybe they were serving like
they-
a secondary purpose. I thought they were just kind of there for like just to be like, oh, these are people that are attending the
Oh,
show.
just like extras.
Yeah, they're kind of extras, but
Maybe.
I'm sure they did have like a secondary. Like they were assisting the like anytime there was like crowd involvement or they would like you said they'd give them like the ring or whatever. And I'm sure it's like, hey, don't let anyone get too close. Like I'm
Yeah,
sure
and I was
they
scratching my head
served
trying to
a-
figure out what they were doing.
yeah, I'm sure they served a secondary purpose, but I'm pretty sure the main thing was just like be like ambiance in human form.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah. 'Cause I saw everyone the other corners also had people.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, King Richard's Fair was fun. Got hot pot after. That was good.
Oh,
That was very good.
I learned that I really like udon
Hot pot's
noodles.
always good.
Oh yeah, man.
I never
Fucking
had it
wait,
before. I
yeah.
was like, wow, this is amazing. It's like just thick, tasty spaghetti.
That is I agree.
True.
Got to go there more often.
Yeah,
Do
definitely.
you think we survive in one of those places without Stanley?
You know what?
At this point, I think
we
we
do, yeah.
could.
I think we do
Nice.
just fine.
Yeah.
I think at this point we probably could.
Yes.
When we first
Oh, of
started,
course. No.
But I think at this point, together we.
I mean,
could
at this point, we're actually cooking now. Like, it's not just us waiting on Stan. Like, we're actually helping him.
dude, I
you were
was
cooking.
cooking this
Yeah.
time.
We can handle it.
Like that says
him cook.
And all I have to do is just point at the thing.
Oh.
We want this. Okay, bye.
I do want to point out the funniest thing though about this most recent trip
Mhm.
to Hot Pot.
Mm.
So, continuing the train of Rob feeling like an idiot. Okay.
My favorite.
Yep.
whenever we go out to these eatery places, I like to find one thing that's a bit more exotic that like no one else might try, but I'm like, I want to try something different, all right? And this time I said, you know what I want to try is quail egg.
Right.
So,
Oh, I love that boss in Dark Souls.
so we get these quail eggs, and they're these little eggs. And so I put them in, cook them, I take it out, and I'm like, I wonder what it's going to taste like. So I eat it, and you'll never fucking
We were like,
guess.
hey, Rob, how you like it, Rob? How is it? And you go, it's pretty good. It just tastes like egg, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a quail egg. What do you think? It's just a really small egg.
Not the worst part
What?
is, though, not only did it just taste just like an egg, I don't even like hard-boiled eggs.
So
What did you
really,
think? What did you
really
think?
makes
it
you
was
wonder
gonna
what you
taste
thought was
like?
going to happen.
Do you think it was just gonna like be like this like
Oh,
like
no.
insane like flavor experience that like was gonna change your worldview?
Ooh, Asian eggs.
Here's the thing.
What's a-
Okay, here,
ooh,
can I
what's a
say something?
quail?
Can I say something in my defense?
You always can.
Okay. All right. So in my defense,
Well, I can already tell it's not going to be a good defense.
Oh, it never is, man.
Yeah.
so like different animals all have different meat inside of them, like chicken and duck and turkey, but it all tastes different.
Sure.
So, like, it's not that much of a stretch to say different eggs might have a slightly different taste. They're gonna look the same, they're gonna have the same texture, but they might have a slightly different taste.
Sure, it's not.
That tasted just like a fucking chicken.
Yeah.
egg.
Nah. I don't know. It was still just funny when you're like, it tastes like an egg, though. It's like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
Let's continue this Robert is stupid train. Instead of at the end of
Lobster
the day,
rolls were good though.
it's the beginning of the day. So before we even left for the fair, we went to this place for breakfast. Went to a little diner in town. And we
And
walk
the-
in and
What did the diner
And
menu
the waiter was like, "What's that
Oh.
card game you're playing?" And,
All right, I'll
and
fucking
then he was
defend
like, "What's a
myself on
no card
this.
game?"
and so Robert's leading, and we walk in. I'm pretty sure we walked like right when the place opened. So he goes, yeah, just sit down wherever you like.
This is
Now let me ask:
this is why
Does Robert sit at
this is why I don't fucking lead.
Does
us
Robert
anywhere.
sit at the bar area, whatever you call it in a diner? No. Does Robert sit at the table that's right in front that seats 6 people? No. He walks past both of those into another section of the diner. Does he pick the table for 6 that's right in the middle with plenty of room for all of us? No. He walks into the corner of the room where barely anyone would have fit. Would have been the furthest walk for the waiters to get to us. We get over like, Robert, why you bring us to the corner for? Just sit here.
All right, so here's the thing, okay?
Mhm.
So first of all, I think bar seating would have been horrible because with as many of us as there is, whoever's on the ends aren't going to be able to talk.
Still,
to each
either
other.
way.
But
That's how I
as
want
for
them.
the middles tables, I just personally do not like sitting in middle tables like that. I really like being against a wall. No, I didn't need to put us in the fucking corner. But I don't know, I just really I don't like being at tables in the middle of a restaurant. I don't know why. There's nothing rational about it. I just don't like it. I mean, I'll do it. But like I was given the task of leading, and I did not put that much thought into where I was going, so by
When
default...
the waiter said sit wherever you wanted, he wanted to walk to Narnia. Apparently.
It was not that far!
So you're given the
It was like 5 steps
so you
further
were
than
given the
table we
task of
sat
leading
at.
us, which I feel kind of responsible for what happened because I think I looked at Dustin or someone when I noticed that Rob was leading, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see where this ends up because there's no way this ends up normal. It can't.
We are pretty mean like that.
God.
It reminds me of after
Bad
Japanese
like that.
barbecue or walking back to George's car. But Fanning was in front for some reason. He just kept walking, like way past the car, started going up to the other level of the parking lot. And Georgie and I just talking to each other. I was like, when do you think he's going to notice that? Like, we're way past the car right now.
Yeah, you guys are mean like that sometimes.
Mean.
Like, I have no problem admitting when I'm an idiot. Speaking of which, since, we've already talked about me being an idiot like 4 separate times tonight, let's fucking just continue that. Why not? So yeah, my wallet.
Oh, do you find it?
Yeah, so let me explain the exact situation here, because it was partly me being stupid and partly just a frustrating situation.
Really how it
okay?
goes.
So that morning, much like many of my mornings have been lately, I was rushing on my way to work, got to work, yada, 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 yada. I get to the end of the day, and I want to get out. And I gather my stuff, and at this point, it's like probably 4 in the afternoon or so. Pretty much everyone is gone. And I go to look for my stuff, and my wallet's not in the classroom. And I'm like, that's weird. So my immediate gut reaction was, oh, I had to rush from the car into work today. I have a habit of sometimes leaving my wallet in my car. Maybe it's there. So I gather the rest of my stuff, and I go out of my car. I look at my car, not there. Look all over, not there. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I call my house, and in my mind, I'm like, well, I know I brought it at least downstairs. Maybe it's in this room or whatever. So I have my dad check. He can't see it. So at that point, I'm like, realizing that the only explanation is that I missed my wallet in the classroom and that it was in the classroom. The problem is that I can't enter the building at this point. This school does not let teachers enter the building when it's locked. Like, my badge doesn't get me access to the building.
Okay.
I have to ring in to go in. But everyone's gone, basically. There might have been, like, a custodian or 2 in the building, but I could have been sitting out there for a while before someone let me in. So I basically just said, fuck it, I'll figure it out on Monday. So I'm finally going on Monday. Sure enough, it was on my desk. It was it was like leaning against 2 things, so it kind of blended in. But, yep. And then I said to myself, all right, we've learned our lesson, Rob. Make sure you have everything 100% before you leave the building. And then 2 days later, I left the building without my car keys.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, that's
I got very lucky. I went back to the door of the building. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to wait here until someone lets me in. And I literally stood there for only 30 seconds. I lucked out that time. But it was because I was talking with... I've said it before. I've started becoming like really decent friends with the teacher next door to me. And me and him talked from my classroom all the way outside. So, like, he was distracting me to the point where, like, I didn't double check that I had my stuff.
Mhm.
And I thought I had everything, but I didn't have my keys, so. Yep. That was fun. Oh boy. Any other ways I've been stupid lately? Anything I'm forgetting?
Not that I can think of. But,
Oh.
one last story from that day. And then we're done, because I think I've run out of stories from that day at this point. It was
I'm sure we'll think of
before I
more.
picked you guys up. So before I drove Matt and Robert before I picked them by to do something in Salem. Drive in Salem, do my thing. It's way earlier than I thought. I thought I was gonna have like no time. I had way more time than I thought. I thought, you know what? I wanted to see if I could get an aux cord a new aux cord, because mine's been kind of messed up. I want to see if I can buy a new one before I picked him up. And sure enough, I had a lot of time, so I went to the Walgreens near there. I walk in, I see the guy, the manager probably, and I go, "Hi, do you have any aux cords?" And he goes, "What?" I clear my throat. I was like, "Do you have any aux cords?" He goes, "What's an aux cord?"
What?
And I'm just like, you plug it into your phone, then you plug it into the radio, and then like it plays out the radio. And he goes, "Oh, you mean aux cords?" And I was like, "Yes." He goes, "To go over there." I don't know what that guy heard me say the first time, but I pretty clearly said aux cords, and he corrected me by saying, "Oh, you mean aux cords?"
Gonna be honest, just sounds like something I would do.
Yeah, it very much sounds like something you would do. I was quite annoyed how pretentious he was being about it. It's like, "Oh, you mean aux cords?" It's like, well, yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Dustin, don't you mean pretentious?
Yeah, you there for a second. I was like, "Oh, what did I say?"
It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't be.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all good, man.
He's probably a comic book character, and read my speech bubble was OX cord.
Yeah. He had subtitles on for you, but the subtitles were like fan dubs, so they were wrong.
Yeah, the translation is kind of weird. We don't know if the mangaka meant ox or ox, so we're just kind of taking a guess here.
Yeah.
We think it'd be funny this way.
So I had an interesting thing happen today.
Yes.
So I wasn't the one. So this is all stuff that I heard secondhand at work.
Mhm.
Okay.
Secondhand story. alert.
Obviously, not using actual names because I'm not gonna be that guy.
Dude,
Also, that might get me
dude,
arrested
this
or
is huge
something.
character development
But,
from the pilot. This
not
is
really.
this is peak character
Um,
development, guys.
But there are these two. I have two students of mine. One boy, one girl. Who they have the most frenemy relationship ever. Where like some days they seem to be really good friends, other days they hate each other. And regardless, the two of them together are not the best
Oh my God,
combination. They distract each other.
They're
badly,
anime
okay?
rom-com protagonists.
Oh, wait a second, Matt. Because you're not wrong. So, I'm just getting frustrated by the whole thing. I'm talking, once again, teacher next door to me. He's the ELA teacher for them.
You all have the same pool of kids.
Yes, we have the same, me and him have the same pool of kids. He teaches them English, I teach them math. And he's like, so-and-so, the boy, gave a love note to the girl.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh? And the teacher's like, and I have it.
What?
And I'm like, oh, you have it. Let me see it.
Why does he
So
have it?
I don't know. Hang on, I'm gonna get to that,
okay.
right? But I look at it and it literally says, hey, girl's name, I like you, from boy's name. And
Do
I'm
you like
like,
me?
oh,
Check
this
yes
is
or
so
no.
adorable. No, it was just I like you. There was no where for it to give her.
Simple and straight to the point.
Hell yeah.
This is where it gets interesting though. So her reaction to getting that note was to give it to the ELA teacher.
Here, can you like correct this for me?
He forgot a comma. You should
Is that
really
for
grade
Dick?
him on.
So I don't know exactly what's gonna go on between the two of them, but I'm excited to see. Like I told him, I was like, I'm glad I have I have a good seat for this show.
Dude, I really hope the best for Larry
But-
Paul or Tony, whichever one it is.
This is the worst part, okay? And this is gonna be a little sad,
No.
right?
Oh no, one of them has cancer.
So this boy, shut up. This
it's a good
boy
anime.
could not have chosen. This boy could not have chosen a worse time for him to give her this note. So they did this in the ELA class, which was their last class of the
Mhm.
day. They had me second to last, okay?
Okay.
And during my class, she was talking to me, and she basically was like, at 1 o'clock, I'm gonna go see the guidance counselor because my dog is not doing well and is undergoing emergency surgery
Oh
that might result in it being killed.
no! Oh no!
And that's where I'm gonna find out if my dog's okay.
And then this dude.
And then, like, 40 minutes later, he lays down.
no.
Oh,
I will say this. So she told me, she said, if my dog didn't pull through, I might not make it back to class for a while. And she was back in class very quickly. So I'm guessing her dog was fine.
That's a good assumption to make.
Yeah.
But
Man, that's
still, not the best timing, dude. So, that was my day
Dude.
today.
I want to know how it ends up. I need to know.
I will try to give
It's like-
updates
Yeah.
as I got them.
I gave her the note and she started crying. I don't think she likes me.
So did the teacher mention why she gave him the note? Like why she gave it to the teacher?
No, it's the other way. Oh, why she gave the
Yeah, like why
teacher
did
the
she
note?
get to know it and then immediately went to the teacher?
I don't know.
Okay, so we don't know if she was
don't
like trying to get him in trouble or anything like that.
I don't know. And the thing is that I think the boy knows that the teacher has the note as well. Because I guess afterward, he kept going up to the ELA teacher and asking if he was in trouble.
Oh, okay.
Why would he for that?
Yeah, middle school, you're
Uh,
constantly scared of being in trouble.
Probably for
Yeah.
that that B, he was already getting in trouble in classes because of the aforementioned he won't be quiet. And then also C, you're just not supposed to pass notes.
Oh
in
my
school.
God.
And it's funny because I never once in all my substitute teaching had to deal with note passing.
Mhm.
But it occurs to me that it's because they had their phones
Yeah.
on them, so they were just texting.
I thought it was weird when you said she.
Whereas these kids, well, remember, so in this school, they all have to put their phone in their locker at the beginning of the day.
Oh, that makes sense then.
They don't have their phones on them at all during the school day. Which is pretty fucking awesome, I will say. Makes my job a lot easier. So I am thankful for it. But yeah, so that was something that happened today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can leave it on a cliffhanger there. Will
Love prevail.
Larry Kuhn has Larry Kuhn's confession reached
The Paulina-san.
Paulina-san?
Hope you
is
remember
her-
these names, Robert, because that's got
Find
to refer
out
to them from
next
now on.
time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Larry Kuhn
what?
and
Paulina-san.
Paulina-san is who they are.
God.
And then
I'm not-
Larry,
I'm not
Paulina, and
forgiving
Tanya
you
are the
for
three
that.
that got in trouble earlier. You should probably start keeping notes.
I don't even remember which students.
And
I'm
Larry
talking
Paul
about that
and
school.
Larry
I've
Paul
never
and
listened
Tony
to
are the
it.
OGs. And they're
Except
probably
it's
like
one
in-
dude.
it's one dude with 3 names. That was so long ago. He's probably like in college now. So that's insane. I can't believe 2014 is almost over.
Yes, end it there.
Boy.